he turns the camera on first, then I can start?
He just did. Now you look like an idiot.
In the beginning, there was baseball. It is Tuesday, October 15th, and we are right in the thick of the championship series. We got a couple of really, really good series going on in completely different reasons. I am here, of course, flanked by the always effervescent Evan. How you doing there, Evan?
Not great. I fractured my wrist today.
What an idiot. What an absolute idiot.
No, you're an idiot. Let's do this before I get really angry and start cursing, okay?
So you broke your hand.
No, I fractured my wrist. A hand and a wrist are different.
All right. Fine. I thought you were about to say, no, I fractured my hand, and I would have had to get up and
I'm not that fucking
you.
stupid, you idiot. Let's just do the show. They've been waiting. Now I'm mad.
Waiting for what?
Waiting for us to start the show. You got a bunch of stuff you want to talk about, and we're not talking about it. Talk about it.
We already started the show, though. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're talking about my hand. Talk about the ALCS. Talk about the NLCS. Washington's up 3-0. Let's talk about his hand. I don't care. Let's go. Talk.
Evan's mad.
Yeah, I'm pissed. This is the most pissed I've ever been hanging out with you. 100%. 100%. I'm about to Don LaGreca the shit out of these mics. Look at Joe. Joe's working his ass off, our producer, and you haven't even promoted his book yet, and I'm spinning all over the place. I need to take a little walk for a second. You piss me off. You talk.
All right, everyone. Yes, we have a book to promote. It is coming towards the end of the episode, and if Evan was paying attention to our talk...
Beginning of the episode. Screw CJ.
If Evan was paying attention, he would have seen the order of which we are talking about stuff. But no, somebody has a little bit of blind rage going on.
Yeah, because I don't care about your order.
Welcome, everyone. It's going to be a good show. Want to talk baseball?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do want to talk baseball.
There's this whole thing called the American League Championship Series that's currently underway. At the time of our recording right now, the Yankees are currently down 1-0.
As far as we know, they're down 1-0. It might be bigger than that.
It's only 1-0.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. How do the Yankees win this game?
It's really tough because Garrett Cole is honestly one of the best pitchers in the game. So you need to hope that, 1, you get to beat him up, or 3, you get him out of the game quick. Those are probably the only two options because Astros bullpen is not that great. We know that.
Yeah, and it's something we've kind of talked about. But the problem is, the key word there is get him out of the game quick. Because, I mean, if the guy's going to pitch 7 or 8 innings, what good is that?
That's no good at all because they did that with Verlander, and that's the reason they basically won the game because they had enough people to go the length after that.
The Astros basically have 2 good pieces in their pen.
They do.
They use them both in that game.
They do.
So
who would you consider their 2?
It would be Osuna, and it would be the other dude's name
Presley?
escaped. No, not Presley. Harris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I actually think Presley can be decent.
Yeah, but he's pretty prone to really bad innings here and there.
Yeah.
So, I guess it depends.
But he has his moments with his stuff I think can be good at times.
Yeah, so the Yankees took game 1 in pretty convincing fashion.
Oh, it was a great game. It was one of the most exciting games I think we've had in a while.
Like in terms, if you're a Yankee fan, there's no way you don't see that game as just perfect scenario.
And it was a must-win. It was the first time that we had won in Houston in the playoff series in a while, right?
Yeah. Well, last time the Yankees and the Astros played, Houston had home field, and the home team won every game. So do the math.
That's what I thought.
Houston won in 7. So, to steal that one game was absolutely huge.
Huge.
Now, let's not forget, everyone, that also means that if the home team won every game, that means the Yankees went down 0-2 that series. They're currently tied 1-1. So whatever happens now, they're still in better standing than they were.
Yeah, I mean, you're in decent shape because even if we go down 1-2, we can still win 2 more games at home and go back to Houston up 3-2. That's not the best case scenario, but it's a pretty damn good one. We want to be up at some point.
Now, it also cannot be ignored. This is a true statistic that in the history of best of sevens, the team, if it's going 1-1, the team that won Game 3 won the series 2/3 of the time.
Right.
So is it a must-win game? You called it that on the way here. Yeah. I'm going to disagree that it's must-win, but man, you have to feel a lot better if the Yankees win that game versus lose that game.
And it's frustrating, too, because Game 2 was 100% in our reach. We were up 2-1, and we probably could have held that game for a while. If we did come back to New York 2-0, today doesn't really matter that much if you really think about it, because tomorrow nobody really knows who's pitching on either side. It's either going to be an opener or they're going to put some stretch starter.
Well, we talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's game's probably not going to happen.
Okay.
It's gonna rain all day.
You know what I mean? So, Game 4, anyway.
Yeah.
So Game 5, who's going to pitch that? Probably Greinke again, right?
Yeah, well, no, I mean...
And if it gets rained out and stretched, that could help Houston more than it helps us.
So really quickly, it actually makes a big difference. So as it is right now, tomorrow's game is kind of up in question as to who the starter is. But if there's that extra day off, if you think about it, Game 2, right? Then there was the day off, then Game 3. If there's another day off, if you're the Astros, do you maybe think about Verlander on short rest?
You know he's going to want to do it.
Yeah.
And he's been worked really hard this entire playoff series, but you saw 2 nights ago that it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
He still went 7 innings. He went what? How many did he go Game 1 against Tampa Bay? Same thing, probably 7, and then
it was
the
7.
Second game maybe 5 or something.
Yeah,
but
he gave up a few runs that second game.
He's worked really hard, and he's done pretty well 2 out of the 3 times.
Yeah, so that extra day off really actually looms very large as to who the Yankees see. Again, it might not go in the Yankees' favor. Then again, it could also mean an extra time for put Severino in instead of having to worry about that extra day. You might also think of using the bullpen, maybe go a bullpen game. You might want to try to avoid that because you want the guys to be fresh. That also depends how today goes. If tomorrow ends up being an off day because of the rain out, maybe the Yankees do go bullpen game and then try to throw Tanaka out there for a potential Game 4.
I think they would consider that. I mean, we're still in New York, so we have 3 games in New York. That's an advantage in itself, regardless of how you want to look at it. But as a Yankees fan, we don't want another rain out. We've had so many rainouts this year, and they've been quite frustrating.
Now, no Stanton in the lineup again today.
Right.
You got to wonder when it's time to just IL him.
They put Hicks back in.
Yeah, Hicks is starting tonight. Yeah, Hicks is starting batting 9th, I believe. You gotta wonder when Stanton hits the IL because right now, let's think about this. So he's not playing today. The issue is he can't run the bases, so it's not like you can just put him in at DH. In a great scenario, it would be you take the struggling Edwin out, you put Stanton in at DH, but the guy can't run the bases. So he's available as a pinch hitter.
Edwin's really been struggling, too.
He has not hit
and
you know what? We're not going to hear one damn word about it.
No, and we haven't. People still love him. Parrot.
We hear all this garbage. We hear all this garbage about how bad Stanton is because he had a bad LDS last season. But what about Edwin? Is he going to get a free pass because everyone likes to bring that stupid bird with the Yankee jersey on?
No, and everyone loves him, and people are still talking, oh, he's going to come back to the Yankees next year, right? They're not going to buy him out. They're not going to do this. They might.
Yeah.
Look how he's performing. It's not helpful.
It's the dumbest thing in the world how people put on these blinders to what the truth actually is. Yeah, one guy had a really bad postseason, and you know something? Yeah, Edwin's having a bad postseason right now. His couple of hits came in Game 1 of the ALDS. It's been a bad stretch of games for him. But I'm not about to sit back and say that Edwin sucks, or I'm going to go out there and give some kind of tirade about how Edwin should be off the team, or some scrub should be starting in front of him. Yankee fans, man, that's pathetic you guys do this. This is the dumbest thing.
And you know who everyone's calling on? They're calling on Voit. And Voit was struggling just as much a month ago.
Yeah,
he was terrible.
What do you want?
It's the same type of player.
We're not going to... Man, I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say at this point.
Like, go be Mets fans if the playoffs is too stressful. Seriously.
Yeah.
Go enjoy Pete Alonso's 53 home runs. They're great.
Anyway...
No, I'm still mad about that.
Well, you shouldn't be. Who cares?
No, I knew it was going to be exactly 53. I told him it was going to be 53. It's 53. He did it exactly on purpose to piss me off, and you're shaking your head, and you know it's right. Screw you.
I'll take championships over individual records any day of the week.
I want a championship too, but we're playing stupid-ass Houston with stupid-ass Verlander. It's tough. And now we're playing Garrett Cole. And you told him the score. You want to check another update?
Actually, I do have the ability to check the
Okay,
update
so
right
check
here.
it.
So,
Hurry
yeah,
up.
it's 1-0. Still top of the first, so that's kind of upsetting.
That's very upsetting.
Yeah, the question that I was getting at is at what point do you say, all right, we're holding out for Stanton? Because the reason you want to hold out for Stanton is if you put him on the IL right now, he's probably that's it. He's
Yeah, that
done.
means he's
he
done,
won't make it back for the World Series. So the reason you want to maybe hold out is so you can have him for the World Series. But at what point do you say, we need to make sure we get there first? And the Yankees, with 24 guys against the 25 that the Astros have, they're at a disadvantage right now. So here's what I think. I really think this game is not going to happen tomorrow. I think the Yankees are sitting him tonight. They're going to sit him tomorrow. If he can't go for the next game on Thursday, pull the plug. Just put him on the IL.
That's probably the direction they're going. And if you've seen the weather report for tomorrow night, it's not only very rainy, it's also going to be very windy. They're not going to have a windy, rainy game. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah. If it was like some light rain, they might want to squeeze the game in.
It's thunderstorm, pouring, and rain and wind.
Yeah. So that game is in all likely, like there would have to be the weather people have to really get it wrong in order for this game to happen.
This is why every stadium should have a dome.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that Yankee Stadium didn't have a retractable roof when they built it. There's kind of no excuse to stadiums.
This
not having a
season
retractable
proves why we need one. What do we have, like 11
It was a lot.
delays
the Yankees
and
had a lot.
postponement?
The Yankees had a lot of rainouts, double headers. Yeah.
Because you don't really think of New York as a horrible, horrible weather place. I mean,
Right.
I guess sometimes in the winter it gets a little frigid and nasty, but
it's not that bad. I mean, honestly, I would
we're not
say
like
I would
parts
say
of Canada. We're not Toronto.
I would say New York is the least of the cold weather. You know, like it gets cold here, but
How many domes are there right now? I know two off the top of my head. Is there?
so Tampa and Miami.
Okay.
Miami has a retractable
Okay,
roof.
Miami too. Toronto.
Toronto
So
has a
that's three.
retractable.
Does Houston?
Arizona does.
Arizona does.
Seattle.
Seattle.
No,
Okay.
Houston. I don't know. I think Houston does.
Okay, so that's like 6 or 7.
Because they have that weird glass. all the
Right,
way at the
I
end,
thought
yeah.
they did.
That glass wall that
Right.
Albert Pujols absolutely demolished Brad Lidge. Really quick sidebar. That's my favorite home run, non-Yankee home run. Because, man, Brad Lidge was a really good closer. And then up until the moment that Albert Pujols hit a 9 trillion foot home run off of him.
It's still going.
Yeah. In fact, I think I just saw it go over. It's like a satellite. It's a satellite at this
It's
point.
ridiculous.
But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, no, there should. I don't get it, man. They built that stadium in
let's say
09.
there's
and-
like 6 or 7 stadiums with it.
Yeah.
There should probably be 4 or 5 more.
It's a little weird that Minnesota doesn't have a dome. Minnesota?
They don't.
Yeah, it gets really snowy there and cold. And,
Didn't they used to?
well, in the Metrodome, but then they built Target Field. For some reason, I mix up Target Field and Progressive Field.
I understand.
They're both stupid,
Yeah.
and they opened around the same time. I do have one thing to say about the ALCS, but it's not really the ALCS. It's about
Wait, sorry. One last thing.
go ahead. Yeah.
Texas is getting a new stadium. Correct?
Texas is getting a new stadium. I don't know if it has a dome or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check on that.
Also, you know something? Yeah, after this point, I'm calling an audible. Actually, maybe after the NLCS, we're gonna do that. So, one quick thing about one player on the Astros. We don't talk politics here, and we never will. And today's no difference. I don't think it's talking politics, however, to say that this world is becoming kind of soft, and people kind of can't take things like they used to. People used to be able to let things roll off their backs, right?
Look how upset people got about my Joe Buck is a loser tweet.
Right, yeah. Or the Uber chants, right?
Right. Or
I got one for you. Here's a quote from Josh Reddick about right field fans at Yankee Stadium. There's no action taken. You look at the security guards. They're just watching, not saying a thing to anybody. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if they were the ones helping to say that. Now, I don't know what he's referring to. I don't know what was said to him. But unless someone's saying to you, no, as a matter of fact, you know what? There's nothing I can think of.
No, remember the game we were at against Texas and the rookie's number was 16 and someone's like, whoa, 16, isn't that the same age as your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Like, come on, people are going to say things. Calm down.
So people are going to say things, right? And what is in right field at Yankee Stadium?
The bleacher creatures.
Dude, if you don't have the type of skin to handle the bleacher creatures at Yankee Stadium, stop playing baseball. If they get into your head that badly, get out. What are you doing?
Can we read my Joe Buck tweet?
Read your damn Joe Buck tweet. This tweet apparently got like 50 likes or whatever, and he's really jazzed about it.
50 likes? Please. It got 1,300 likes.
I do that in my
first
sleep.
off. Second off, over 211,000 people looked at it.
Nobody cares.
Everyone cares. Suck it. I said, Joe Buck is such a loser. If you hate the Yankees that much, then stop doing the national broadcast. We won't miss you. Giddy like a child over the Bregman catch. I'd rather see Angel Hernandez than you call a game. Stick to football. You suck at baseball games.
Scathing. Very scathing.
You don't see
Scalding
Joe
hot.
Buck getting upset at me. I even tagged him in it, and he hasn't blocked me yet. So calm down, people.
Joe Buck doesn't know you exist. Joe Buck doesn't know you exist.
I'm going to have a beer with him after the show, actually.
Why would he do that? You just tweeted bad things about him.
It was funny.
I don't think he knows what humor is. If someone ever told me, hey, I saw Joe Buck laughing, I would call them a liar. There's no way that's a thing. He looks like the kind of person who had fun once and hated it. It's like a bad experience.
He literally has no energy whatsoever.
And the bases are loaded, and the Yankees are down 3 runs, and there's a grand slam. Game over.
Like, if you were blind, you'd have no understanding of what he's talking about.
Who was it that hit that home run? I couldn't remember if it was Pujols or if it was Free. I think it was David Freese, Game 6. Maybe it was whatever game against the Rangers when they kept winning games and they were using their black magic.
Probably David Freese, because didn't he win MVP?
Well, it was David Freese, right? And then he hits the home run, and Joe Buck's only call is to the center field wall. We'll see you tomorrow. Huh? Dude, when David Tyree caught that ball, Manning rolls out. Tyree caught. He caught it with his head! He caught it with his head. But that's neither here nor there as well. I keep using that phrase. Do we have anything else to say about the ALCS?
I guess not. I mean, we'd like to end the show so we can go watch it.
We have a few more things to talk about, so,
We have a lot.
NLCS, not really much to talk about there. The Cardinals are getting their cheeks clapped. I mean, it's not even close.
I was going to say,
at this
isn't
point.
Joe Buck a St. Louis Cardinals fan?
Yes, he is. Yeah. So that's what he gets. He deserves it, you pile of trash. Yeah, it's not close, dude.
And
Last game,
it
8-1,
sucks because
and
I called Yankees Nationals to be the World Series matchup before the playoffs started. Looks like the Nationals are going to get there quick.
I don't think you did that.
I did do that. Do you want to?
That's neither here nor there, as I keep saying.
Do I have to show it on Twitter?
Not right now. Maybe.
Okay, well, Joe's going to show it in the video.
That's fine.
Dick.
So there's like I said, the one thing there is to talk about is that Bryce Harper's not there. Like, come on, man.
That is quite funny.
That sucks for him.
No,
can you imagine? You're on the Phillies. First of all, look, if you're from Philly, I don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. If you're from Philly, like that sucks. No, I'm kidding again. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but Philly is not one of the places that you tell someone you live and they go, ooh.
You know what's funny? My dad grew up in Philadelphia, as did Grandma, and they were both Phillies fans. So it gives me a great chuckle that Philadelphia sucks.
Yeah.
Grandma literally died the year after Philadelphia won the World Series.
Well, at least you got to see it.
Right. She got to see it, and then the next year the Yankees win. So it was kind of fun for me to deal with that.
So, Yeah, so he's on the Phillies, which let's all throw our heads back and laugh. But
for the next 12 years.
Yeah, for the next 12 years. And he gets to watch his former team that he turned down a deal from
possibly win a World Series.
I mean,
with Adam,
and
with
by
two rookies.
And by possibly, we mean unless they pull off an 0-4 ALCS, it's happening. They're going to the World Series. It's just kind of a matter of when, or a matter of are they going to collapse? And the likelihood of that is obviously not very good. So,
if St. Louis somehow wins 4 games,
let me tell you,
would you consider them a better team than what the 0-4 Red Sox was?
No, first of all.
Okay, I agree.
Secondly, if the Cardinals somehow win 4 games and end up making it to the World Series, I think Major League Baseball needs to run a thorough investigation of who's their witch doctor and how they keep pulling off this black magic. There's just no way. First of all, every rookie they ever get looks like a randomly created guy on MLB The Show. Even has a name like Alan Craig. Like, come on. That's not a real thing. Like,
I thought Alan Craig was going to be a star. That hurts. I really loved Alan Craig for
he had 40 home runs that
2.5
year.
seasons. God damn it.
Yeah, so they're not actually people, and they would be absolute witch doctors if they make it to the World Series at this point. Like I said in the last episode, won the 06 World Series with 83 wins. You don't get to do that. You go home. The 2011 World Series, when they just would not die and the Rangers had so many chances to put them away. Black magic, man. Black magic. We got anything else to say about the NLCS? I know that's kind of boring, but to be honest, it's been a thorough ass beating, and thorough ass beatings tend to be kind of boring.
There's not much to talk about. I mean, Strasburg is unbelievable. He's been like Cole, so realistically, if the Astros and the Nationals make it to the World Series, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
They have the best rotations, those two teams.
They do, yeah. Okay, I want to talk about this because we actually should have talked about it last week, but we didn't. We can talk about it now because we mentioned new stadiums anyway. The A's are in a little bit of a spot right now. They have their ballpark issue going on in Oakland. They want a new park, but there's a lawsuit about it, and it's just this big mess. The A's are over it. MLB is over it, and they're saying, look,
I know Manfred's over it.
Manfred's over it.
Didn't he issue a warning that they might be moving them to Vegas?
Exactly. He's like, look, we're going to pull the plug on this stupid crap, and we're moving to Vegas if you don't clear this up. How do you feel about sports franchises in Las Vegas? How do you feel about the concept of having them there?
It feels very touristy.
Yeah.
You know, like it would feel weird for me as a New Yorker to be a fan of a Las Vegas type team.
Right.
I don't have any connection to that other than going to Vegas for fun randomly.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously that's a very population. I mean, that's a very tourist-driven place.
But like for some reason, Oakland Raiders in Vegas makes sense. Like it looks like that would be a cool fit, kind of.
Right, and they also have the Golden Knights.
The Golden Knights are a cool team. Like,
Las Vegas has a population of about 641,000 people.
So you're definitely relying on the tourists.
That's not a
coming
lot.
in.
Yeah,
they
have that's about double the size of Buffalo. So that's just to kind of show you how tiny the market is.
Isn't that the entire size of Wyoming?
I don't know.
Wyoming's population is like 300,000 or something.
I don't know, but conspiracy theory, Wyoming doesn't actually exist. You've never seen it. I've never seen it. You've never seen it for sure. So no, you haven't.
In Wyoming, and I go to Jackson Hole.
You say you've been there. You say you've been there, but in reality, the government's paying you to say that.
What,
so.
Dude? I just said I have a ski house in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
No, you don't. Okay. Government's paying you both.
That's where I ski.
Government's paying you both. I'm going to blow your whole operation up. So 641,000 people. I don't know, man. There's 8 million people in New York, right? So obviously having 2 teams here makes sense. Probably could actually have a third. I cannot possibly see in a sport where, look, we make this big deal about how attendance numbers are dropping, right? And to be honest, some of it is true. A lot of it is the fact that MLB attendance just kind of reached a peak and now is kind of maybe regressing to the mean. But still, as numbers of attendance drop, you want to put a team in a city with only 600,000 people. I I'm sure people will come from all over to go to games, but yeah, you're relying.
The first couple of years,
You're relying on
Once that factor dies down,
you're relying on tourists, and tourists have no allegiance.
Right.
I mean, hell, let me put it like this: if there was a Las Vegas Athletics, I would, whenever I visit Vegas, I would try to go to a game.
Absolutely.
I do, however, feel like that it would be a human rights violation for them to not have a dome. It gets to like 120 degrees out there.
You know what it kind of feels like? It kind of feels like Oklahoma City Thunder. They've been relevant, they've been around, they've won and stuff, but they still kind of feel like an expansion team for some reason.
Yeah.
And I can't get past why.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the circumstances behind it all, because they were the Sonics, and you know that they kind of had
Seattle still needs a team.
They kind of had their team taken away, kind of abruptly.
And it's tough too, because we know as New Yorkers we are most likely never going to have our teams taken away unless you're Buffalo. But even then, come on.
Here's the biggest reason why I think that the Las Vegas Athletics shouldn't happen. My biggest thing is when a team moves, they should change their name.
100%.
You know what I mean?
You need to change the branding too. Everything needs to change.
I feel like everything needs to change.
Yeah.
You know,
you're selling a new product.
Otherwise, you're going to end up with the Los Angeles Lakers, who are obviously originally from Minnesota. You're going to end up with the Utah Jazz.
Right.
Who the hell is listening to jazz in Utah? The Mormons? Who's listening to jazz in Utah? You know,
they're not listening.
So when a team moves, like the Expos moved to Washington, became the Nationals. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. When a team moves, they should change their name.
I still think Montreal deserves a team.
They do deserve a team,
and I've actually thought about this for a while. I don't know if you agree, but what about Mexico City?
I don't know. That's interesting.
It could help the economy there maybe a little bit. It could help the boundaries between U.S. and
I get that. That's not really MLB's job.
No, I know that, but I think it would open a lot of doors for other things.
I think that MLB is going to put a team where it's going to make the most money.
Mexico City Diablos.
Get out. I'm doing this the rest of all by myself. Yeah, I think that MLB is just going to put a team wherever it's going to make the most money. So Mexico City might like baseball, but do they like it enough to sustain a team over the course of a season? What are you doing here?
They love baseball in Mexico City.
I don't know if that's the best choice. They have a gigantic population.
Mexico City.
I know that. Oh God, I hate it. All right,
I have another beer?
Yeah, have another. Who's stopping?
How am I going to get it? My arm is stopping me, dickhead.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have broken it.
Can you get me a beer?
Use your feet. Oh, look how easy that was.
Well, I can't open it.
You need me to open it too, damn it?
Yeah.
Don't answer.
I'm filming a podcast.
Turn it off! Was that a robocaller?
Yeah. Thank you. Oh. See, we're funny here at 27. No? That wasn't.
I'm funny. I don't know about you.
You're not funny at all.
A lot funnier than you are.
Kristen likes me better than you.
Okay.
As does Kate.
I don't care. I obviously care. You're a couple of my favorite fans. Don't get me wrong.
Chris
but
too. Chris loves me. No. Chris, Kate, Joe, everyone. No.
I'm going to give you a Tombstone Pile Driver. How does that sound?
I mean, we made it to episode 15, so that's not bad.
I went to a Jets game this past weekend. I went to a Jets game against the Cowboys. Not to toot my own poot, but I got to say, I am a good luck charm for the New York Jets.
I don't understand how they won by 2, and I don't understand why you went to a Jets game.
First of all, I'm a Jets fan.
I'm a Jets fan, too.
Secondly, I had a free ticket.
Oh, okay.
Third.
No, you had me at the second one.
Okay. Yeah, not bad seats, not terrible seats, not great seats, but not bad. Sam Darnold's awesome, first of all.
He's really good.
He's awesome. I think Dak Prescott, I still think he's overrated.
I've always thought that. I think Sam has a very good future ahead of him. Unfortunately, the Jets aren't that great this year.
Okay. Hot take.
Yep.
The Jets can make the playoffs this year.
I mean, if you look at their schedule, yes, it's possible, but I don't think they're going to get there.
They have to obviously do something this week that is going to be very difficult when the Patriots come to town. But let's look at some of the teams they still have to play.
They're playing the Patriots this week. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was the Eagles. Patriots, that's bad too.
No, they played the Eagles already.
Oh, okay.
They lost to the Eagles. Because they had, like, me as quarterback, like whoever their eighth string is.
I forgot about the Eagles loss.
Here's some teams the Jets still have to play. They have to play the Bengals. They're winless.
Yeah, no, I think they can beat the Bengals.
They have to play the Redskins. They've only won one game.
They can beat the Redskins.
They got to play the Dolphins twice.
They can beat
the
Dolphins.
They have not won any games. They got to play the Giants.
Okay.
They're a very beatable team, especially with an actual quarterback going for the Jets.
Right.
They got to play the Ravens. I'm not really confident about that one. They got to play the Steelers, who don't have a quarterback. Okay? I think I've named 5 or 6 wins right there. Yeah. If they can beat the Patriots somehow, that obviously gets them to 7. And there's other teams. Oh, they play the Raiders.
Okay.
The Raiders are not great.
So what are you predicting their you think they can win up to 7 to 8 games?
I think, 7 won't do it. I think they can win 8.
Okay.
I think they can win 8. Nah, maybe they won't make the playoffs. But, hey, 8 games after starting 0-4 is great.
It's not
so
bad.
it's a little. I will say it's a little dramatic of me to say they make the playoffs, but they can win 8 games. Still.
I think it's a possibility, but I agree it's difficult.
Listen, I never made a prediction on the air, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. From the very start, I said they were an 8-win team.
Yeah, you did actually,
which is a massive improvement from their 4 wins.
I can confirm you did say that.
So,
and I said they were more like a 5-win team, I believe.
So, Darnold just needs to not get AIDS or whatever he had.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I don't know if you want to talk anything else about the Jets, because I got that one last
thing. I mean, it's nice to have a quarterback that we really kind of love, Chad Pennington. And
I loved Pennington.
I did too, and Vinatieri, but
Vinatieri was weird.
Yeah, it was weird, and I hated Mark Sanchez. First off, he ruined Thanksgiving with the butt fumble.
Astros are up 2-0.
Oh, that's awesome. Good update. Thanks.
What do you want me to do? I can't control the game.
Well, go control the game, because this is baloney.
Nobody in about 47 years has said this is baloney. That is just, what are you, my grandma? Why did you say this is baloney?
I don't know. Should I have gone with bullshit? Is that better?
Yeah, I mean, baloney is stupid. First of all, bologna as a lunch meat sucks.
It really is terrible. I really don't like bologna. Do you like salami?
Yes, I do. Oh, man.
On the salami though, right?
Yeah, I do. I like salami. I really, my go-to is ham, but I think ham is the best cheese combination is Swiss.
Interesting.
Ham and Swiss, I think
like
is
ham
the
and
best.
provolone.
I'm not a big provolone fan.
You're not?
So when I get...
that?
It's too... I don't know. It's a
really...
really...
I love Swiss. That's my number 2, but provolone...
It's going to sound weird because I like Swiss a lot, and Swiss is pretty mild.
Yeah.
But provolone is just really, really mild, but it's not as mild as Swiss, so I really don't know. I really don't know what that is.
Right. But I like ham and roast beef. I hate bologna.
I don't like turkey.
I don't like turkey.
Yeah, turkey's just really dry and
even at Thanksgiving,
boring.
I like stuffing, mashed potatoes.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. At Thanksgiving, I'm talking about lunch meats. At Thanksgiving,
lunch any turkey for me.
At Thanksgiving, I will absolutely have an orgy with turkey.
Dark meat or white meat?
White meat, but it's all yummy.
Yeah, I prefer dark.
I guess the last thing that we're gonna do here is now I will promote the book that.
Oh, yay! Joe, our producer, his book.
Joseph Fasaro has this book, Prosaic. There are 5 birds on it and not 6. It's just a collection of short writings, poems. Do I have the gist? Yeah.
It's the greatest book ever made, and you should buy it. For our producer, Joe, because he's awesome. He's better than this asshole.
Buy 2. And,
buy 2.
And you're the asshole.
He'll sign it for you because we know him. Where's my head?
Hey, get over here. You got to sign us off. Let's go. Come on, we're done.
We're not going anymore? That was it?
The show's over. Yeah. What else do you want to... All right, who do you want to shout out?
No, you got to shout out. I'm not prepared. I can't write.
I told you this. I don't go on Twitter after losses in the playoffs.
Well,
it is
we
toxic.
Need to shout out people.
Chris Vitale.
Shout out to the Kyles.
Nathan. What's up, Nathan? You send me a lot of messages. I don't read them.
He reads them. He's being rude.
I don't read them. Kate, Kristen. Yeah.
Gel again.
Yeah.
We need new people to follow the show because...
What we really need is for me to be able to access Twitter without being able to read tweets.
Yeah. Oh, Hendo, Frankie again.
Hendo and Frankie.
You got any new ones?
Joey. We can shout out Joey. I don't know if he listens to us, but
yeah, he does.
Okay. And I want to say hi to my dad. He doesn't listen.
Yeah, just anyone who listens, we appreciate it.
My dad doesn't listen.
My dad doesn't know how to listen.
Okay.
This is 27 Down, the perfect podcast for the perfect game. Take care, guys.